Alright folks, we're back. Got more cat cam action. We are in the lobby for Newkirk Precinct, so same map, different players, well, different player, as we revisit Zanster, going up against now what is Neeb. And also as a, I think, pretty big note to the side, I was looking at the brackets and I realized there's no Nurchio playing today, which is a little bit sad. But some kind of cool statistics to talk about for the Corsair Cup in a moment. For now, we get into this first intro in the bottom right. Just took a very nice 2-0 versus Terran. We'll see how he does versus Protoss. It's Zanster.
In the bottom left is the red Protoss. He is Ting's Neeb.
Of course, just noting that our promo deal with Ting is still available, guys. bttv.ting.com if you want to get $25 in credit and check out their services. But because we threw in an extra cup for the month, a bonus Corsair Cup, if you guys missed it, was a couple days ago, it's 4 qualifiers instead of 3 leading to the monthly finals. And normally what ends up happening because of this is you have 3 very clear-cut people who are going through to the monthly finals, and the other 5 are usually pretty close in points. This month's actually a little bit cutthroat. If you see Dares in chat, he loves talking about this, so if you got questions, ask him. But TLDR, Euthermal currently reigns top of the leaderboard. Neeb is shortly falling behind him, so Neeb's in no danger of not making it to the monthly finals. But folks like Showtime, Lambo, Keen, Alive, Nurchio, Bly, Optimus, Beastie, like you go down the list, and they're kind of close in points. Like Optimus getting knocked out may have been a bigger deal than most realize because he is kind of on that precipice of coming to the monthly/season finals.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is important. And when will those be?
A couple days. I don't know. Or no, we pushed it for after JMac Austin. That's right.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Of course, going to JMac Austin, so there won't be any casts. Well, actually, is there a cast Thursday for VSO? Probably is.
No, because Maynard and Zeph are both going to Austin.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
This
first Maynard's casting.
Actually, it's a little bit sad because the team league was super hype last night, but this will be the only. If there's a lot more casting, if there's not a lot more casting, the point is April, I think, is 27 and 28th. We'll have no English coverage of the VSL, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Yep. Oh well. Yeah, the game here at hand, I suppose, not much to really talk about, as they both have really regular openers.
Well, so there's a bit to talk about, actually. And that actually pertains to Neeb for me. Because as much as we want to make jokes and balance wine, Neeb was actually using Adepts a lot, right? Whether it's Phoenix Adept or just Adept. Sure. And we haven't actually seen Neeb since the patch hit. So I'm wondering, and guys, if you don't know, Neeb has some of like the most games played on ladder right now. He is like not just top GM on like each server, but he's like 6,000, 7,000 MMR deep. Like it's crazy where this guy sits for the amount of games he plays every day. I have no doubt in my mind he's adapted, pun intended, and changed to the new Adept health pool. Maybe it wasn't even an issue. Maybe for everyone else that's losing with them, it's just a matter of control, but Neeb's is too good. Like, I don't know. We're going to find out because we haven't seen Neeb since the patch yet.
It's true. Never really had Neeb on my radar as a guy who abused Adepts. Neeb was just an all-around very solid player who would do whatever was good at the time. What? If
you made Adepts, you were abusing Adepts.
That's not true.
No, it's not. I like the balance.
I mean, Hero abuses Adepts. Hero abuses Protoss. But anyways, and it's also still a question of an Adept, really, if that nerf even mattered, like, quote-unquote.
Exactly.
Okay,
like, for folks like Neeb, he might just be good enough that it doesn't matter whether they're missing 10 health. But in this case, it would, because this Adept would have otherwise lived.
Yeah. That's a problem now. He doesn't have a wall, so...
He also doesn't have a mothership core, which is important to note, because this is something Neeb tends to do. Get a little bit greedy on the gas and put off making a mothership core for pretty late into the game.
Right. An Adept had popped out at the exact right moment to block that off. But, I mean, we keep on, like, harping on Neeb for not getting a mothership core, because I think he was, for a time, one of the guys who started not getting it the earliest, especially as far as North American players go, because we don't watch many North American players. But then, like, almost everyone doesn't get an early mothership core nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know if it's fair to say we're harping on him per se, because that to me comes with like a negative connotation. It's worth noting because so regularly we see him without aids.
I think it is a negative connotation because if it's not specifically directly towards Neeb, we only cast him like once a week, right? It was for a time like directly designated to any Protoss player. Like you should probably get earlier Mothership cores because there was that week, right, where there was like nothing but Zerg all-ins in the GSL and our team league and our team leagues, our leagues, and
anytime
there was nothing
ZvP.
but all-ins, like Baneling all-ins, Ling all-ins, the Drop Overlord, and you know people are just like, well, they're not making Mothership cores, so we have to try. And then Protoss got really good against defending against it even without a Mothership core. So that's kind of the way I think the last like 2 months have been summed up. So now we have this, you know, late Mothership core almost every single time, unless you have a specific plan to use it. Which I don't think there is any way to really use it in PvZ. Some players scout with it, I suppose, in the main base, just like a PvT, but not nearly the same threat without that pylon rush.
Well, speaking of threats, we got Resonating Glaze finish up in 10 seconds. That's a good number of Adepts looking to come in. And Zanster doesn't have much. He's starting the Banelings now. I like this. But Neeb's really good at splitting. And we've seen some Baneling hits be just laughable on him in the past.
Yeah, this is 12 Adepts.
Yeah, Queens are not quite going to get the job done. He walks into
the...
Oh,
why would you
my
ever...
God!
Jesus.
Oh... Okay, well, he doesn't take the hit, but he almost did, and that's what makes that so scary. Regardless, though, Zanster may not have lost all of his drones. I mean, don't get me wrong, 16 sucks. But he is pulling them so far around the map. He's not mining with them. As these come back to this base, they're going to die. Oracle's actually picking off the Banelings.
Oh, God. And I was going to say, the Adepts are living. Like, if any of them get away, that is actually, I think, a problem for Zanster, who's also taking this amount of damage. Like, if you take 17 drones, but you kill literally every single Adept, well, maybe you're okay with that army trade, but no, it's too much. You can't even clean them up.
What was that about Neeb not abusing Adept? No, I'm just kidding. But GG, he handled that really well. And I think part of this for me was Zanster, he really wasn't ready for that in any regard. Like, he had the Banelingness down. He had the moves coming to deal with this, but not the time at which it hits.
So, it wasn't like the 6 Adept attack with the Oracle. It wasn't 8 Adepts either. Like, he waited a bit longer, more than people wait a bit longer, you know? And I think that timing really did surprise him. To have 12 Adepts all of a sudden, even if it was like after the third base had already been established. Zanster mistimed his Banelings. There's Apollo.
Damn, by the way, I know we talked about Ting for a moment there. Hard Revenge was tweeting his Ting bill for the last month. Fuck, I hate you, dude. Forget promo for a second, right? This is whatever. $11.89 for a month of cell phone bill. Do you know what I would give for that? Fuck.
How much did you pay?
$11.89 for the March 16th to April 15th period. Like, Ting is a good deal. We all know this. This isn't even like a question at this point. But to see that number,
he must have like no packages at all.
I've got the smallest package possible. Nope, don't. Fuck. I have the least expensive package possible with my phone carrier, and I'm still paying like $60 or $70 a month for it.
I'm not even sure anyone would have noticed if you had just kept talking. Oh God! Now that's gonna be clipped and like turn into a GIF, and you're screwed, man. With a very tiny package.
At least I had Apollo with me. Do we know map 2 yet?
He finally said undergrounds.
Cool. Man, so I want to complain about my tax stuff for a moment. I'm gonna show you guys this. I got this letter. I'm gonna try and hide my address here so I don't get like super doxxed by y'all. But I got a letter from the Canadian government. Now, to be clear, this is the first time I've ever gotten any notification of this letter whatsoever, right? But the point of why I'm showing it is you guys will note it's all in fucking French, which is not helpful. After spending 5 hours being bounced between 3 different agents on the CRA phone line, I learned that I have to pay a particular number on my taxes from last year. We can go whenever, by the way. And I don't mind this. I have to pay a certain number on my taxes because I filed something incorrectly. I have no problems with that. That's on me, and that's money I actually owe. The problem I have that I'm so mad about right now, I was livid, I was tweeting about this too, is that I didn't get a notification for a full year. Well, almost a full year. It was May of last year that I guess this was meant to be paid. But I never got an email. I never got a real mail. The first mail I get's a year later, and it's in fucking French. And they're making me pay a year's worth of interest on this, I don't know what you call it, like fine or fee or whatever that I owe. Mm-hmm. And I looked into disputing this, and it turns out like if let's say, these are hypothetical numbers here. Let's say the government said you owe $2,000, and they charged me a year's worth of interest on $2,000. But I go fix my taxes, and it turns out I only owed $1,000. I still have to pay the full interest on the $2,000, even though that number was incorrect the entire time. And
government, bitch.
I learned that apparently Canada has some law. I can't remember the name of it. I looked into it. It's legit. Where like it's actually on you to look this up. So like I'm supposed to somehow once a week just casually check in to the CRA. This just pisses me off because this year's taxes are already really expensive, and then I got this other $2,500 fine or charge or whatever you want to call it now on top of it. Ugh.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah. Good times. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're hopping into game number 2. Spawning here in the top right, we got the light blue Zerg player. It's Zanster.
In the bottom right is the red Protoss. He is Neeb.
Also, I would like just comment really quick before anyone tries to jump on this. This was not a plea for help. I have the money to cover this. It's just annoying that I'm going to go from having like maybe a couple of bucks in my bank account to having no bucks in my bank account. So like, don't worry about poor Rifkin. He's fine. It's just very frustrating.
Taxes in general are pretty frustrating in esports specifically. Like, even if you're a player, so you're not organizing tournaments, which is like a big issue for a lot of tournament organizers.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah? Hello?
No, I was agreeing. Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
the organizer who's...
We had that issue earlier, so... anyways. But even players are, like, still a little bit stumped. And some of them even have, like, you know, managers set up specifically, like, to put their prize money to, and it's just, like, it's a whole thing, man. And it's never seems to be very easy.
Oh, wow. Hey, you saw this dub. Thank you for the 5,000 bits. It says, to help with the small packages.
Nice. And Fart Falcon, the 7-month resub. Yeah. Thank you for that, Solidus dub.
No, real thanks, Solidus. Big love, man. Neeb managed to catch Zanster pretty off guard in game number 1. I don't know if we'll see that happen again, though. But the thing to note is that it is a pretty quick resonating glaives, and maybe Neeb smelled weakness.
Maybe. I mean, I think that it's certainly a weakness of a lot of Zergs, if you're going to look to tilt them, is to adept rush them, you know? Like, it's something that universally everyone has either complained about or constantly complains about. Everyone's had their moments against adepts, their moments against oracles, their moments against even force fields. They were a huge issue back in the day. Still a bit of an issue. A lot of Protoss things are complained about, I gotta say. But that aside, certainly Neeb also just is the type of guy that, I mean, he's not even necessarily depending on this to win the game. Just like last game, I don't think he thought it would win the game. But, you know, he had a third base, he had his other structures on the way, his other tech on the way, and this will be probably no different.
Well, I like that you put it like that too, right? Because that's probably how we should be when it comes to this, like all-ins and cheese describing the game, like depending on it to work. And I don't think that was the case. Like, I agree. Like, Neeb wasn't super all-in with the adepts. It was a really aggressive attack that I think was supposed to cover him going for a third and playing the game out further. But, you know, when you get ahead, you might as well capitalize on it type thing. Now, this time around, we actually have a Nidus Worm coming out of Zanster.
I actually completely missed the lair in the production tab, so that was a mistake there. Because I was wondering, I was like, where the hell is the third base? Like, it's got to be coming down, right? What's happening? So, yeah, the lair had finished up. Roachborn now on the way, timing up almost exactly with that Nidus Worm. And I don't think Neeb has any scouting whatsoever, because you're adept, so you're scouting. And they're not going to get in the back of that base on honor grounds, which is kind of the trick of the map. I'm glad to see someone abusing that idea.
Thank you, next Ikuro. Some bits is get governmented scrub. Oh, governmented. I see what you did there.
Oh, I was like, is that a German? Do they have a German word for this? 'Cause they
It
have a word
looked
for everything, right?
really German, right? Like that wasn't just me. Okay. These adepts are cleaned up pretty quickly, but here's the thing about adepts anyway. Is like, first off, I don't even know whether Neeb realized this was coming or not. But the point is, adepts don't exactly kill buildings very quickly. So that Nidus Worm, yeah, it comes out invulnerable, but normally it's focused on immediately, overcharge hits, yada yada yada. The Queens actually make it to the front line. Neeb's just gonna ban a ship on the natural base entirely. I actually really applaud this move. I think he just transferring over to this third is the way better choice.
Yeah, this is a very smart choice indeed. I mean, if the third wasn't there, if he was all leaning off of 7 gateways, then, well, you know, what are you really going to do aside from hope that your army is big enough? But with the third Nexus already up, you know that they've dedicated a lot to this. At worst, it will be 2 base versus 2 base, which is going to be fine for Neeb. So, and this looks like a big enough army to me. Just a couple force fields, Guardian Shield even, and it, I think Zanster just is a bit out of luck.
Yeah, I expected there to be a little bit more steam with this
There we go.
Nidus Worm, I guess is the way I would describe that.
It was off of 2 bases, so like the amount of units was probably not
about
going
the
to be
lings.
super impressive, but they should have been really important.
Yo, even if these lings are just soaking hits, that's actually incredibly important right now because you don't want shots going into those roaches, but oh, so barely not enough. He's going to have to run away, but he's going to be trying to fall back to what is a very low drone count. Not many bases. He didn't actually kill. And GG. Neeb going to take it 2-0. And we're going to probably watch Solidus Dub's health pool get fucked because the bit boss battle thing breaks a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, god damn it. Put him back down to 100 health. This is so irritating. Because like Nathanius uses scene switches. Other people I know who use this thing use scene switches. Like, I'm really curious what it is about ours that's got this so fucked.
I don't know.
I think there's a way to... Hang on. I'm going to try their help page real quick on something. Solidus Dub. I think there was... Nexicro did like 2,000 damage to him, so I'm going to say like 2,900 health.
Okay.
I'm going to guess. I'm taking some guesses here. I don't know if this will work. Because this bit boss thing's so fucked up. There you go. Your boss has reset the current health. You're free to re-enable bit boss battle. So did that actually change it? No. Ugh. Okay. Solidus, man. I hope you know I love you. I'm sorry that it reset. Fuck. Beta bullshit. We're going to go to commercial break while we try and see who comes up next. Mana waits for Blight or Coolty, so we might have a PvP or a PvZ through that. Bottom side might be a TVT. Actually, bottom side of the bracket is like almost all Terran. So it might just be Neeb versus Terran in the finals at this rate. Either way, we're going to go to a commercial, and we'll see you guys shortly. Also, did we miss any? I think we missed some subs. No, we got Fart Falcon. Okay, we're good. All right, see you guys soon.